today I was very, very tired. I did not have a good sleep. I explain later why. And so I was very tired this morning, and but I still enjoyed doing what I did. I took my time. Actually, I tried to make it last a lot longer so that I didn't have to wake Johnny up super early, but for some reason, I got it done too quickly. I don't even know how that works, but it happened. And then, so I woke him up just after his first alarm went off. And so he had all morning to himself for the first time because he didn't have to do anything because I already did it. And yeah, so I bet that was like a strange thing for him, waking up and not having anything super to like do. Like usually he would be the one that made breakfast and then rushes around trying to get a lunch for himself and blah blah blah. He doesn't have to do that now because I've been taking over and doing it lovingly and very excitedly. I've been doing it. So yeah, my morning went well considering how tired I was. And I was very, very happy to have my nap. And I completely napped way too long, but it was very much needed. Very, very, very much needed. I'm done everything now, and I get to finally relax. I had another rough night. Poor Johnny had some pain, so he was wiggling around again from 1:50 until just before 4, and I couldn't sleep at that time, so I gave up on trying to sleep, and I woke up. So I was done breakfast super early because I was downstairs at literally 4:30, and I tried to make it take longer, but I was done at like 5:10. So I woke him up, and he ate, so he has a lot of time now between now and when he leaves. I'm pretty sure that he's just gonna play video games on his phone. And yeah, I'm gonna try to sleep now because I didn't get much sleep at all last night. I fell asleep around 11. And that was because I was still working on my blogs. And that was my fault. I should know when to not do that, but live and learn. So I fell asleep around 11. Then I got woken up at 1:50, so yeah. I'm quite tired now. I'll see y'all when I wake up. I have a migraine. Excuse me. Oh, it's bad. Oh, my headache. It's gonna be one of those days. All right, y'all. Oh, man. I have something serious to talk about, okay? I'll be right back. All right. I got my glasses on, so you know this is serious. What the heck is this? I have to ask questions because this does not make any sense to me. What does a seed turn into? What does an egg turn into? And most importantly, what does an embryo turn into? These are just developmental stages or gestation stages of the respective species in which these things were made to produce. So a seed will turn into a plant, will turn into a flower, will turn into a vegetable or fruit. Chicken egg will turn into a chicken. And an embryo is absolutely going to turn into a baby, and is a baby. It is the beginning stages of a baby. And that separate being is not the woman's body. So it is not her choice to end that life. No one should have the right to end a life. You're murdering someone when you do that. You're murdering. It is murder. Women, what is wrong with you? This is what I'm talking about. Women are so freaking... Women, what is wrong with you? That you're going to off your own offspring. How many of these women that do this, these women that do these kinds of things, I bet they're the same women that are at baby showers for their sister or their cousin, and they bring the most beautiful gifts. And when that baby's born, they're right there to kiss it. But they're murdering. Hypocrites. Double-minded hypocrites. Some of these women have had children. I know one. I know one who is full-on Catholic and who believes that God won't be mad if you kill your baby. I'm allergic to bullish, okay? See that? I'm allergic to bullish. Because that's what it is, bullish. God hates the shedding of innocent blood. There's 7 things that God hates, and one of them is the shedding of innocent blood. And what do you think is happening in these Moloch centers? They're shedding innocent blood. Why do you think people are having severe weathers to the point where it's biblical? You know, God sends weather as a punishment and a judgment on an unrepentant people. That's what the Bible says. And isn't it interesting? I moved from the lower mainland last year, okay? I moved from the lower mainland last year, as you guys know. Far, far away. Guess what happened to the lower mainland this year? Judgment. Just saying. They want to pervert kids in schools, have their political ideology pushed everywhere, even in the classroom. Then they want to Moloch ritual their own children. And say that it's women's reproductive rights. God is mad. God is judging. And he moved me just in time. Because I didn't know. I knew he had a reason. And I knew that something bad was going to happen in the lower mainland. I knew that much because of a dream. But I didn't know what was going to happen. I just knew something bad was going to happen to the lower mainland and that I needed to move out of there so that I would be safe. God was keeping us safe. And this year, God's judgment went on them. And now I see why he had to move me. Oh, and that ain't the end. There's more. Yep. And if he has to, he'll move me again to keep me safe. It's judgment. Women, what is wrong with you? We're supposed to love our children. We're supposed to cherish our children. They're a gift from God. They're not a mistake. The only mistake is what you're doing outside of marriage. That is the mistake. And if it happens to have a consequence, you're not supposed to just Moloch it out of you. What's the matter with you women? What's the matter with you? Murdering. Do you know how many women have infertility? You don't want the baby? Give it up for adoption. But there's so many kids in the foster care system. It has nothing to do with adoption agencies. When a baby is born and given to an adoption agency, that baby's gone. Do you know how many people are on waiting lists for babies? So there goes your freaking lie right out the window. The people in foster care systems are usually kids that are taken from families of biological parents, not an adoption agency. I bet you didn't know that. And let's just say, for argument's sake, that they did go into the foster care system. Does that give you the right to choose whether that person lives or dies based off of a circumstance that might not be? You're making up excuses. Do you not understand that that's an excuse? You're making an excuse. It's not valid because it hasn't happened. And even if it did happen, that does not diminish the person's dignity and value. Your dignity and value diminishes every single time you promote murder. Yeah, I don't have any respect for women who do this. I have no respect. Men don't have any respect. And they shouldn't. A woman who would readily Moloch her child is not a woman that you want to be with. Is not a woman you want to mother your children. She's not a mother. She's a murderer. And she might turn into the woman from Shutter Island. If you don't know that movie, I'm just saying. Any woman who would Moloch their child is not a woman. That's not to say that you're so far from grace that God can't save you. I'm not saying that. You still have redemption if you want it. Do you want it? Do you want to repent for killing and murdering and advocating for such? If you repent for it, God will redeem you and forgive you. But you have to turn your ways. You have to start advocating for the voices that are not heard. You have to start speaking out against this genocide. And that's what it is. It's a genocide. You need to start speaking against the excuses that are being made and present real facts. Facts that really anger people who just want an excuse to murder. And that's what it is. Women, I've been talking for how many days now? This goes into the same thing. Like, how do you honor your husband? You honor your husband by loving your children and taking care of your body so that you can birth healthy babies. You don't want to Moloch these babies. You want to love and raise them. By nature, women want to nurture. Our nature is to take care and to nurture and love and, raise children. That's our nature. It was built into us. Okay? And for a woman to go against her own nature like this, and Moloch, her children, I forgot what I was saying. I'm trying to remember what I was saying. Oh, yes. When you Moloch your child, you're literally traumatizing yourself. You don't think that it'll have a lasting effect on you? Have you seen some women who have had more than one Moloch ritual? They are deranged. They've lost their mind. It's like they don't even have a soul, some of them. And that's not by accident. You Moloching your children chips away at your spirit. It chips it away. Each one of those children are a piece of your soul, are a piece of your spirit. I've always said this since my children were born, that they were pieces of my soul, you know? And I couldn't even imagine hurting them. I couldn't even imagine doing any of that to them. Nor would I even think about it. I mean, I had a moment after Logan was born where I thought maybe I couldn't take care of him, and I almost gave him up for adoption, but that thought quickly left me. I never even spoke about it. It was like an interior discussion I had with myself. I never even brought it up. Because as fast as it came in, it went out. Because I looked at that sweet, innocent, little tiny face of his. I kissed him on his tiny little cheek and nose. And I said, I will take care of you. I'll never think like that again. I promise you, for the rest of your life, you are mine, and I will raise you and take care of you and protect you. That was my vow to him that day, and I've kept it. That is how we should have. That's our heart. That's the way that we should be with our children. We should be giving everything for them. I sacrifice so much for my kids. And that is the measure of a good parent. I saw this meme once where this little girl, she's skipping down the road, and her dad has one shoe and her mom has one shoe on. The dad had one shoe on, the mom had one shoe on, and the little girl had two shoes, one from each parent. She had a sweater on and a jacket, and her mom didn't have a jacket and her dad didn't have a sweater. And the moral of the story is you give half of everything or even more than that for your kids to have everything. That is the measure of a parent. A parent is supposed to do that. Sacrifice everything for their children. Everything. And they should be doing it joyfully. I mean, I've never heard a parent regret giving their child everything. Never. Their children are pieces of them. And the more you pour into your children, the better. Now, that's not to say that that can't happen even in a bad home, because I am living proof, okay? I grew up in a very rough house, okay? Very rough. It was a war zone all the time, okay? And I've spoken about this. There was a lot of abuse, mental, physical, emotional abuse, okay? Lots. And then I grew up like this. I didn't really have any role models. I didn't have any one to look to for how to be a good parent. I kind of took the pieces of each foster home that I went into and I kind of combined them, So the first foster home, she taught me manners, okay? She taught me how to sit pretty. What? That was weird. She taught me how to sit pretty, not move when I'm eating, keep my elbows off the table, and chew with my mouth closed, and how to say please and thank you, and be polite, okay? She taught me those things. She also taught me routine and schedule, which was a very huge thing that I really needed to learn. She taught me those things. The second foster home I went into taught me how to clean. What is going on with this thing? Taught me how to clean. Parts of the house during the week. That's where I got my cleaning schedule from, guys. And then the third foster home taught me the importance of strictness, of having a consistent, strict rules, okay? So the third foster home taught me that. Now, her rules were way too strict, but, I pulled from it what I could gather from it, and that's wisdom, okay? That's where you get wisdom from. Your wisdom is not imitating exactly what's going on in those places, in those 3 different foster homes. Wisdom is taking the best parts of them, combining them, and forming your own, foundation. And that's what I did. I have strict rules, and I'm very consistent. I'm very consistent. When the boys disobey me, they know they're going to lose their tablet. It's simple as that. They know that if they talk back to me, they're in their timeout. They know that if they continue to talk back to me, they don't get to go to the park and see their friends. They know that there's no Xbox, no this, and no that if they're bad. My kids know this. Hello?
Yes.
You're home.
You just made me come back just so we could play video games.
No.
Yeah, he wants to get... The reason why he wants to do school, because he doesn't care about school. He just wants to get school done to play video games. I don't. Yes? That's a lie. You every time after school you say yes and go on your time. And you do that all day and don't care about anything else. Don't lie. I know you. You care about video games more than you care about anything else. And if you're going to say...
care about that stupid little idiot tiny cat more than anything in the world.
I don't care about more
You'd
than...
rather make it more than God.
I don't care about video games more than a good thing. You're the stupid idiot.
Well, it turns out I'm going to have to take this conversation and come back later. I'll be back later to finish this conversation, and I'll write down what I was talking about so I can carry on from where I left off, okay? I'll be back. So I had a really bad migraine when I woke up, and so doing things today was a bit harder than usual because of my migraine, and I was quite slow. And then it turns out that we had a leak in the ceiling. So I was trying to avoid the dripping from the ceiling all day. And it was just so difficult, migraine, dripping ceiling, and then regular mundane duties. I was just... By now, I'm already exhausted. I can't wait to go to bed. Literally, I'm super excited about sleep. But I was really happy that I got everything done, and I made the most delicious dinner. Y'all, I made the most delicious dinner. So I'm going to explain it. So we made pierogies. Usually when we make pierogies, we just fry them. We just fry them in the pan with onions, garlic, and bacon, okay? That's it. However, today I got very inspired. And I decided I'm going to add Spam to it. I chopped up the Spam, onion, garlic, and then I had a mixture of delicious spices, okay? Delicious spices. And then I fried the Spam, the onions, the garlic together with the spices in butter. And then I decided to add in the pierogies, get them nice and soft. And then I added in cream of mushroom soup. And it made it such a delicious, creamy deliciousness. The smell alone was so delicious. And, well, you're about to see the reaction of my husband when he first bites into it. So here's his reaction, y'all. Here's his reaction.
Someone send my level in GD to a mod. Now it's probably gonna get rated. There's a high chance. What? I'll get career point, which means I'm good at GD career. Literally 2 minutes ago, someone sent in my level to a mod.
Sent.
Take a bite,
I hope I get a rare level. He literally said this. Hey, your level you're saying deserves a rating, and I just sent it to mod. Well, someone said Rocketop's level would have got rated, so my level has a good chance of being rated.
Is that Spam?
My thing called Circle Let's Go has 6 likes under this.
I love Spam. Potato and cheddar. What is it?
Cream of mushroom with a mixture of different spices
I might get a rated level.
and fried in
Because it's eat.
butter.
Wait, this is a little. Yeah. Because I'm a kitty.
Not bad.
Because I'm happy for you.
Well done.
Imagine the mod said this.
I'm so
I
tired.
hope you guys. I hope you
Me too. And I still have a migraine.
I'm in 13
And guess what,
hours
Lucas?
today.
Good.
If the mod does not know.
Y'all, one thing that sucks is that I completely forgot that tonight was catechism. She still wants you to try to go.
What?
She wants you guys to still try to go. Do you want to go?
Not today. Not tonight.
Okay, I'll let her know. Hold on. Anyway, I need to continue the talk that we were having. Oh, what? Oh, hold on. Sorry about that. I was back and forth with the catechism teacher. So they're on their way. They're going to go. It's only 2 blocks away, so it's not like a big deal. And it's still daylight. And Logan's big enough to walk his brother. So it's only a couple blocks. And this is a very small town. They'll probably get walked back anyway by someone. So most likely. I like small towns. It's a very small town. Very. There's literally only 3,900 people here. That's how small it is. Anyway. The talk we were having earlier. Moloch. We're supposed to love our children. Very, very much. And children are a gift from God. They are a gift. And some women don't even know what kind of a gift they're getting. You know? Like, God gives children to certain people to soften their heart, to change their heart. You know what I mean? For instance, I was a very hard-hearted person before I had my kids. I was very rigid and rude and hateful. And I changed a lot because of those two little boys. They have changed me in ways that I can't even explain. Completely. Woo! Changed. Even my mom and my dad have noticed how much I've changed since I've had kids. They said kids were the best thing that's ever happened to me. And I agree because I love my kids. I love my kids so much. So much. I pour into them all the loves. And that is exactly what we're supposed to do as women. As God-fearing women, we're supposed to love children, even the unborn. It doesn't matter the location of that child. It is a human being with a soul. And we are not put here to take a life that isn't ours to take. Only God can call that child home, not you. And you deciding that is literally prideful. So much arrogance and pride that you think that you have the right to choose life or death for someone. It's disgusting. Shame. Shame on any woman who thinks that she has the right to end a life that isn't hers to take. It's not yours to take. That is a separate entity. That's a separate body. Where's the vegans' outrage on this? They're always saying, do no harm, love the animals, stop killing. And yet they're voiceless when it comes to Moloch rituals. What about Catholics? We're supposed to be pro-life, y'all. Pro-life in every sense of the word. Pro-life. Where's all the Catholics? I know in my city we stood on the corner after Mass and we held up signs saying respect the unborn children. Respect life. And things of that nature. Now, a lot of the women at the parish did not participate. We know where their hearts are, right? Yeah. I was very shocked. And they're mothers. That's even weirder, right? Yeah. So I'm pretty sure I read yesterday the qualifications for Titus 2. And one of the things is to teach women to love their children. So I don't know how else to say this, but God wants you to love children. He doesn't want you to take their life. He doesn't want you sacrificing them to Moloch. Okay? It is a grave sin.
I don't know what that is.
Y'all, grave sin. I'll be right back. Well, I don't know. There's something going on. I don't know. Anyway, what I do know is that something has to change in women. There is something wrong. And I don't know what else to say except that this is wrong. you're wrong if you believe that it's okay. And you are blaspheming God every time you say it's fine. You are transgressing God in such a way that is literally cursing you. He will curse you. The Lord will curse you for this. Do you not understand that? He will curse you. Romans 1 is literally what that means. He'll curse you. This is what I'm talking about. Something's going on. This phone. And then like everything else that's been going on. What in the world is happening? Anyway. This week, or rather the rest of this week, starting tomorrow, I'm going to be going through chapter by chapter of these books. So we're going to read the first chapter of each of the books. Okay? Well, I will. Then I'll explain it. And then I'll also post it. Yeah? I'll post the photos of the chapter so you guys can read it yourself. And then when we're done, the books, there's 2 study guides. One for Excellent Wife and one for Biblical Womanhood. So we'll do both those study guides together. And I'll post those screenshots of the study guide so that you can just write it out if you want to do it along with me. All right? So, yeah. It's going to be quite an extensive womanhood study, I think. Maybe we should do one book at a time. That way it'll take longer. Yeah, we'll do one book at a time. Currently I'm in Debbie Pearl, so we'll continue with Debbie Pearl for now. There's no study guide for that. However, she does pose questions at the end of each chapter, so we will do those. And then we'll move on to the first one, which will be Biblical Womanhood, and then The Excellent Wife. That's how we'll do it. And then we'll do the study guide alongside each book. Yeah? Sounds good. I think that's perfect. Now, for me, I'm going to relax for the rest of the evening now, because I don't want to do anything else but just relax because I have a really bad migraine. So I'll post the chapter for today from Debbie Pearl. And yeah, I'll catch you a little later when I say goodnight. Later for now. So I decided that we're going to go through this book first, and then we'll go through The Transformed Wife alongside with the study guide, and then Excellent Wife with the study guide. And we'll do those one at a time so that it takes longer. It'll be quite a long time before we're done. Yay! By now, you guys have already seen my post. I really like that one section in the chapter we're reading today in Created to Be His Helpmeet. I really like that one section because it really puts into perspective the fact that women are just so prideful that they forgot their purpose, why God created them, and what the purpose they were created for. They're not supposed to be on the same level as their husband. They're not the same, okay? We wives, we are keepers of the house. That gives us a lot of responsibility, and we're very important. We're very important. It does not diminish a woman's role to be keeper of the home. In fact, it makes us way more vital. We are the heart of the whole operation. We are the one that pumps blood throughout the whole body. Okay? We're the heart. Okay? That's important. God created us in a specific role and manner. We have a brain that can multitask. Men do not have that kind of a brain. Men think one thought at a time. And that's just the way they were made. God made them that way so that they could focus easier on survival, hunting and gathering, and providing. They have that only in their mind. And that's fine. That's good. Us women, on the other hand, we're minding the children, we're paying the bills, we're budgeting, we're making the food, we're keeping the books, we're running the house, we're homeschooling, we're the nurse, we're the doctor, we're everything. Okay? That's us. And that is okay. That is okay. We're built for it. God built us to be able to handle it. In a lot of ways, we are stronger. In a lot of ways, we are very important. Okay? Just as important. We're just not on the same level. God created Adam first. He is to be the head of the house. He is the man, the king, the man. He's the man, okay? And we are the beautiful, intelligent, important. We're the beautiful heart, okay? We are beautiful. And when you actually accept your role and you submit to it, I'm telling you right now, you are just more happy. For one, there's less worry. Less. Like I only have to worry about getting up and making food, keeping the house tidy, and making sure the kids are alive. It's not that hard. I mean, if a robot can do it, Elon Musk's robots can do it. If a robot can do it, I mean, can't we women do it? Like, we're smarter than a robot. Anyway, I just thought I'd give those 2 cents. I really, 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 really love being a woman. I really, really love my role in the home, the keeper of the home. I really, really, really love doing women's studies like this because it literally helps me get into that heart that I need to be in to love my family, love my husband, love my children, and be chaste and sober-minded and temperate and feminine. Very feminine. So this is what I'm trying to encourage and inspire in others. Younger women, older women, in between women, all women. So I guess that'll be it for today. I love y'all. I'll catch you guys tomorrow at 4:30 in the morning. God bless. Later for now. Good night.